Where are we? What are we doing? Give me the tea.
We are in London to celebrate International Day of Persons with Disabilities.
IDPD.
Yes, we've organised our first full in-person event. We've got clients, partners, people from the community here to celebrate, again, IDPD, the disabled community, and talk about inclusive marketing, what we do every day, how we work with clients, about panel with Dom.
Which hopefully won't be too heavy. We're trying to keep it light. It is a celebration after all, and the people in the room, they're people that are leading the way when it comes to inclusivity in our industry. And more than anything, we just want to celebrate that and continue that momentum into 2025. That really is the name of the game of tonight. Have some fun, raise a glass, and onwards and upwards. We have a panel, but we're going to keep it super light touch. It's not going to be too academic and cumbersome. We've basically brought some people that we love working with to the stage, and what we think doing really powerful, really great work in the space. And for the name, as Martyn said, included, the reality is it can be quite straightforward. It can be a case of going, what am I doing today? What am I doing tomorrow? How do I take those iterative steps in the right direction? And being open to that development over time. And again, our panelists will introduce themselves and talk a bit about their journey, but hopefully for some of you, we know a lot of you are doing brilliant things already, but hopefully for some of you it's inspiring around what you can do yourself to kind of develop your own thinking as well.
I think the first thing I do when I'm working with brands is have like this blanket conversation of no one knows everything. Like I don't, I'm disabled, but the disabled community is so diverse. Like I'm never gonna speak for every single person. And so it's kind of creating this space where we can acknowledge that access and inclusion is not about this tick box final destination. It's a constant learning journey. As a disabled person who strives for it, even myself, I still have to ask questions and learn. And so that's the process that you need to do when you're trying to do that as well. It's not about, right, we've sorted. It's constantly knowing that it's going to shift, change.
So I think the first step is to have a conversation and to almost not to be scared to ask questions. I think often people go into a conversation or want to have a conversation, but they let the fear of like getting something wrong or not knowing what to say get in their way, really. I think the other way to have a really good first step is, I think often we talk about diversity as, oh, it's the right thing to do. Like it's the right thing to do to show we're inclusive. But all of the business evidence is that if you're more inclusive, you have like a better grasp of like, you will reach more people, you will not only engage the communities you're trying to reach, but your brand will have better metrics for everyone. So I think a really good first step is to reframe it of a kind of, oh, let's all be nice and let's talk about inclusivity and make it feel like a business conversation. Because if you reframe it like that, it's easier to get people to go on the journey.
So I think we started it exactly like we'd start any campaign, and actually with Purple Goat we went out and spoke to the community. Because unless you're speaking to the people who are the end users of your brand and you really understand the challenges that they're going through, it's like any campaign, like you could just be spending money without actually connecting with that audience. So I remember first coming to your office and I was nervous, right? I was kind of thinking, oh fuck, I mean, I've got a potty mouth, right? So I can put my foot in it at any point, at any situation. And by the time we left, we were buzzing. I think the whole room was kind of like, we can do some really cool stuff. So then the first step was obviously identifying what we wanted to do and then going out and speaking to that community. So we had the strong bro panels. And it's incredible, you're right, like the diversity of different needs that we came across, like just, it is mind-blowing in terms of you can't just speak to one community, you have to kind of be inclusive to everybody or try to be inclusive to everybody. But I would say first meet, chat, actually it's not fucking scary, it's brilliant, it's enlightening and it's exciting, but then speak to the community themselves like we would any qual groups.
I've learned my favourite stat from the guys at Purple Goat, which is there are 60 million people with a disability and 1.5 million people who are vegans. I remember Purple Goat came up to present, and one of our account managers came up to me and went, that stat has blown my mind and it's really reframed the way I think about it. And it really made me laugh because I work on a lot of FMCG, so every year it'd be like, Veganuary, what are we doing next? And we need to make everything vegan.
Well, how do we measure this? Like, obviously, if we're going to grow and build on what we do, you know, what does that look like? What's the value for your entities that you represent? I'd be really interested to kind of get a bit of feedback on that.
So year one, we ran a separate campaign with the disabled community, and they had a different brief to answer, still laddered back up to the kind of overall objective, but a different brief. And we evaluated exactly like we would our influencer campaign. So were we doing a great job? And it concluded, yes, we were. And actually that audience was super engaged because it was made content by them. So it was genuine, and they were specifically like it's a Strongbow ad, etc., but they answered the brief.
Okay, so Martyn, we've just ran our first live event. How did it go? Tell me about it. Give me your thoughts, how you're feeling.
Yeah, it was. It couldn't have gone better, actually. You know, when you set an event up, it's a busy day with the International Day for Disabled People. You never know who's going to be able to come, and we had a phenomenal group. Lots of different people from different brands and agencies and creators as well. What I really took away was like what we chat about every day at Purple Goat, the whole spiel, was other people saying it genuinely in their words, and we're like, wow, that change has happened and will continue to happen. So yeah, phenomenal night.
Amazing. And if you can just wish everyone a happy IDPD for me.
Happy IDPD!
Happy IDPD!